Passed and signed, the bill is now law. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, now in this video, I want to share with you the details of the bill that was recently passed through Congress and signed into law by the president, as well as what this means going forward, as this is a pretty big deal and it will impact a lot of people in a pretty big way. So let's get into it and discuss all those details. Also, really quickly, let me ask you a quick question. Are you sick and tired of all the scammers and robocalls calling your phone every single day? How about all the scam emails that you get on a daily basis? Also, do you believe that your personal information is protected online? I can tell you this much, probably not, which is exactly why I partnered with the sponsor here on the channel, Aura, and exactly why they are giving each and every one of you right here in the community an exclusive 14-day free trial to jump in and to check out what they can do for you, as they will go to work immediately protecting your personal information online. I recently signed up and I was completely shocked with how much they found for me. The pages and pages of different places my personal information was leaked on the dark web, and honestly, I was not very happy about that. There's a lot of information out there, and again, we want to stay protected out there. So again, make sure to check out that link down below in the description or at the top of the comment section. I have a link there as well. That is the exclusive link for your 14-day free trial. If you sign up and you don't like it within that 14 days, just cancel it. It's totally free. Try it out. Check out the link down below, and you'll be surprised with how much they find for you. So again, check out those links down below, description, and again, at the top of the comment section for your 14-day free trial. All right, now let's get into it and talk about this bill that was passed through Congress and surprisingly signed into law by the president, as this is actually a Republican-led bill, but the president still signed it into law. In fact, he just signed it into law yesterday. Let me talk you through the details about this, because it was about a week ago I was out in a separate video talking about all the details of this, saying, hey everybody, check this out. This is coming, and the president may sign this bill into law, which actually may cancel some things that have been in place here for a very long time. All right, so we've been talking about this for several years now. In fact, this actually went into play way back over 3 years ago, back in early 2020. Remember those days? Yeah, right? It's a pretty weird time that we were living through. Exactly 3 years ago from now, you know, the world and the country here, the United States, was a very, very weird place, right? Well, here's what happened. Back then in early 2020, they put a couple things in place: the national emergency and the public health emergency, right? You've heard me talk about these many, many times before in separate videos. Well, guess what? Today is the day that this was supposed to naturally expire. Today, right? I talked about this just about a week ago or so. I was out in that video and said, hey everybody, guess what? It's going to be expiring here in just a matter of days, unless the administration pushes this out yet again. Because a couple months ago, they came out and said, we're going to push this out until May 11th, another month out. Well, that's what they said then. But guess what? The bill that was just signed into law by the president yesterday, done deal, he signed it. It was effective as of yesterday. They canceled it. The national emergency and the public health emergency are done. They're over. That's it. It was signed by the president yesterday. Immediate cancellation. So yesterday, as that bill was signed by the president, it went into effect immediately upon the signing of that bill. So the public health emergency declaration that we've talked about for so many years now, and the national emergency that have been in place here in the United States because of COVID for the last 3+ years, are done. They're over. That's it, okay? Now, why do we care, and what does this mean going forward? Now, here, let me talk you through the details about this, because I've shared the details with you before in other videos, but again, let me shake this out for you really quickly, because this is actually a major deal here. Now, here's what happened. For the last 3 years now, we know that the extra allotment for SNAP benefits were going out, right? Thanks again to Congress. Thanks a lot, Congress. But up until starting in March, they ended the extra allotment for SNAP benefits. Now, again, this is not new information right here, because we know that a little over a month ago, a month and a half or so ago, the extra allotment for SNAP benefits stopped in March, right? We know this, okay? That was a tough one. However, the extra allotment was supposed to be going out all the way through today. That's what it was supposed to be doing. It was supposed to go out through the end of the public health emergency declaration, when that was supposed to be expiring, or the actual expiration of it. Well, that would have technically been yesterday as they signed that into law, or today would have been the national expiration. Either way, it's about pretty much the same time, right? But unfortunately, at the end of last year when they passed that $1.7 trillion package, it did not contain extra funding for the extra allotment for SNAP benefits. Not only that, there's also the purging of people off of Medicaid. This is happening right here, right now. It started this month. At the beginning of this month, we have 5 states across the entire country that are starting to remove people from Medicaid. Next month, the next 3 months now, May, June, and July, are going to be the big months where the next 45 states will be coming in and removing the rest of the people off of Medicaid. What does this mean? It means that you got to re-enroll in Medicaid, okay? Now, again, I talked about this just the other day in a separate dedicated video where I was talking about Medicaid is ending, okay? Medicaid is not technically ending like it's going away. Medicaid is not ending, but what's happening is virtually everybody is being removed from Medicaid, and they're saying, hey, we're pushing everybody off of Medicaid, and now everybody needs to re-enroll to basically claim their eligibility, okay? Major headaches here. This is going to cause some major problems for a lot of people. As I said the other day in that other video, I guarantee you this is going to happen to some people. They're not going to get a letter. They're not going to realize they have to re-enroll, and all of a sudden something's going to come up. They have to show up to a doctor's appointment. Maybe they end up in the urgent care or something. Hopefully that never happens to anybody, but I'm just saying some examples here. Something is going to come up. They're going to pull out their Medicaid card and say, here you go, put it on this, or, here's my card, whatever. And then they're going to say, hey, I'm sorry, but this is expired. You're not covered anymore, okay? This is why I'm saying this is such a big deal, and why I keep talking about this, because I want to make sure that nobody falls through the cracks here. This is a major deal. Could you imagine that? Showing up at your doctor's office, or, something else comes up, and all of a sudden you whip out your card and say, here, please, put it on this. Just take care of me. Make sure that I'm good, okay? And they say, hey, yo, I'm sorry, but there's nothing we can do right now. You know what I mean? Your card is expired. We don't know what to do here, okay? So I know I've talked about this a number of times over the last couple of weeks. This is a big deal, and I want to make sure that everybody here is protected about this. There's about 100 million people right now in the United States this is going to affect. By the way, the population in this country is about 334 million people or so, give or take a little bit, obviously. It's almost 1/3 of the population, nearly 1 in 3 people. So look out your window right now. The first 3 people you see, 1 of them is probably on Medicaid, okay? My point is, it's a lot of people, okay? 1 in 3 people virtually, well, almost 1 in 3 people. It's almost 1 in 3 people. Let's just say that much, okay? I don't need to get into the exact statistics about it, but you get it. It's about 1 in 3 people that are on Medicaid. My point is, it's a lot of people, and a lot of people are going to be impacted in a huge way as a result of this. So, as the president signed it into law yesterday, it ended the public health emergency declaration and the national emergency immediately. Like, boom, snap, done. It's over, okay? So that is why this is such a big deal. Now, again, it would be nice if those extra allotments for SNAP benefits would still be going out, but unfortunately those ended back in March, okay? So either way, this is a big deal. Now, again, here's what else is interesting about it. The president, as in the administration, came out I'm going to say 2 months ago or so, give or take a little bit. I don't remember the exact date. I don't have that written down, but it was about 2 or so months ago. The administration came out and said, actually, it was probably in January when they extended it. To be real with you, now that I think about it a little bit more, it was probably in January when they extended it out until today, when they extended out that 90 days. They actually said, hey, guess what? We're actually going to pull it out another 30 days beyond that, out until May 11th. Well, May 11th is off the table now. As of right now, it is, okay? But again, I wouldn't be shocked at all to see more talk about this and saying, oh, we should have left it in place and shouldn't have signed the bill and all kinds of stuff like this. It's their fault. We're going to push the blame on them. It's their fault, whatever. We hear this in Congress all the time, right? It's a blame game. Literally, they just point the fingers at each other all day long. It's their fault. It's their fault. You know what I mean? It's like, hey guys, look in the mirror for a second. That's whose fault it is. You know what I mean? So I think we all probably agree with that. They just need to take some personal responsibility every so often. But anyway, this is why I'm making such a big deal about it. I wasn't sure about this. In fact, about a week ago, when I was out in that separate video, I said, hey, a bill was just passed through Congress that will expire the public health emergency declaration immediately. And in that video, I was saying it hasn't been signed by the president yet. We don't know if it's going to be signed. Well, yesterday, randomly, the president just signed it. Boom. That's it. Done. It's weird how fast that happens, right? So anyway, that's why I'm making such a big deal about it. I know it seems like, oh, this isn't a big deal. No, it's a big deal. It's a big deal, especially if you're on Medicaid. why you got to watch for this. Which, by the way, those 5 states that I alluded to, and again, I talked about this in the video about a week ago. I gave that list of 5 states. The states are, hopefully I can remember them, Arkansas, Arizona, Idaho, New Hampshire, and South Dakota. Okay, those are the states, okay? Sometimes when I promise a list, I'm like, oh man, now I got to pull it out of my memory here. What is the list of states? But those are the states right there. Those are the 5 that are purging people right now this month in April 2023 off of Medicaid. If you're in one of those 5 states, I would highly recommend watch your mail very, very closely, as you will be getting a letter or some type of communication where you'll need to re-enroll in Medicaid, okay? Please watch for that communication. You'll be getting something most likely. And again, what's interesting about it too, and why it makes it a little bit tough, is because each individual state is going to have their own parameters, their own essentially enrollment period. It's going to be a mess. We all know that, okay? It's going to be a total mess about this whole thing. But all I can say this much is the next 3 months, this month the 5 states, May, June, and July is when the other 45 states are going to be coming forward and doing the exact same thing. The next 3 months are going to be very, very important and influential for about, like I said, 100 million people. Anyway, hope this makes sense for you, but it was signed into law. The one that was passed, it was a Republican-led bill, which honestly, I'm surprised that the president even signed it, because this was a bill that the Republicans pushed through and said, hey, let's cancel this thing, right? So they pushed it through and the president signed it. So it's on everybody now, okay? You can't really take sides with this whole thing, which, by the way, let me just say this much as well. If you've been watching my videos for any length of time now, I don't take political sides, even though sometimes it seems like I am. I'm really not. I love bashing both sides equally, because at the end of the day, they all got to work together. It's a few hundred people representing all of us, okay? That's why it's so important. But here's the thing. Republicans, yes, do control the House, but guess what? This bill also passed through the Senate, which is controlled by Democrats. So again, and the president signed it. So again, this is on everybody. This is all on everybody, as in Congress, right? Anyway, I'll keep you posted as I get more details here. A very busy time, a very important thing we got to continue watching going forward. So again, please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media. Go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. And check out those links down below in the description or at the top of the comment section for your exclusive 14-day free trial with the sponsor here on the channel, Aura. And they will go to work protecting your information online, and they will show you exactly where all of your information has been leaked on the dark web. You're going to be surprised when you see that list. My list was 30 items long. It was 30 lines long of different places that my information was leaked. It's a lot, right? So anyway, check out the links down below. Sign up with that link. Try it out. If you don't like it, doesn't matter. Just cancel it. Doesn't matter, okay? I'm not sure if they want me to tell you that, but either way, I'm saying it right now, okay? So hope you're doing well. Again, please make sure to subscribe down below. Enjoy your day. Take care. Have a good one. And I'll catch you again later.